All right, hey everybody, this is Bill and
Phil.
it rhymes. We're coming to you live from the patio of Panera, and we wanted to take a minute and just talk to you guys about a vision for multiplication as your groups are getting ready to just kind of get back into the rhythms for the fall. And you're going to be doing some vision casting and just talking about what your group looks like. We wanted to make sure that one of the things, and you find this on the community group's vision document, is that just thoughts about what with this group, what's multiplication look like eventually. So we just want to take a little bit of time to talk to you about that, so that you've got some thoughts in your mind as you go through this coming semester with your group.
Yeah, and I think there's three core elements that we've talked about when you're looking at multiplication. One is recognizing and calling out what the mission is of these groups. The vision for us is to saturate our communities with Christ followers, and so the best way to do that is to make sure that we have presence throughout our community in these microcosms of the church that we call our life groups.
Yeah,
and
so we'd want to have as many groups as possible, and because that's where people can get connected and get to know each other, and their lives are changed. And so in order for that to happen, multiplication, we need new groups starting, and we really believe that God is, He's gifted people to lead these groups, and He gifted you and called you to lead your group, and that there's other people that He's calling. And so I think it's just vital for us to recognize when that the Holy Spirit is gifting and calling people within our groups. And so we want to be watching for that, and then as we identify, that would be the second thing, is identifying potential leaders, and then creating some space for them in your group right now, creating some space for them to be a co-leader with you or an apprentice with you, and really learn how to do that to grow in confidence and be ready to launch out in their own group.
Yeah, and so that second part, the identify, is to make sure that you're giving that call so that people can respond, and helping people identify within themselves, is this something that I want to do? Is this something that I feel called to, that I feel like I have a heart for? And then the third piece would be developing. So making sure that leader has the resources that they need, they have, like Bill said, the space that they need to develop, and that there's a plan that you guys are putting together. And we've also kind of discussed about 3 to 4 ways that groups typically multiply, which is helpful to know, so you guys can visualize that. Maybe one of those fits your groups, maybe it doesn't, but that the community group team is here to also help you plan through that, coordinate that,
Because
identify how to do it.
Have a lot of conversation with those new co-leaders, potential leaders. So the different ways that groups can multiply, when you think about it, one is, the group just grows, so large to a point that it can branch, and it can split in half. And you've got 2 groups of now that are about the same size, and then new people can get added to those groups. That's one way of multiplication. Another way is that you have, you identify these leaders, you develop them within your group, let them lead, and then you send them out, and you could send them out. They may want to go just by themselves and create a whole new group that they gather around them, or there may be some key couples and people within your group that are really all have a good, strong relationship. They're connected together, and they can launch out to be the core of the new group. And then the other one was,
so then the other one would be, if you're a leader and you've got a really solid group, you've got a couple that can really take over for that group, and you have a heart for a new work. Maybe there's some people that you're naturally gathering to yourself as a shepherd, and so you gather these people together and you go off as a group leader to start a new work.
Yeah.
And I think that that's not talked about a lot, but that's definitely an option. I think there are people that they just have a gift for gathering people to themselves,
starting new things,
and
entrepreneurs.
And they're passionate about new relationships, and so if you find yourself in that category, that's an option for you. But all of those require those first 3 steps, and identifying, calling, and training.
Yeah, and so when you think about multiplication, also, there's like, man, I love these people that are in my group, and we're seeing God do such good things, and there's all that strong connection. And so when you talk about multiplication, you're going to feel that kind of that tension there of, man, we love what we have, but we also know that God He grows things, and He multiplies, and He sends people out, and it's worth it because of the new people that are going to be able to be added, and that they're going to be able to experience what your group is experiencing at present. And so when you think about that, that's how you you kind of have that vision that carries you through the challenge of saying, oh yeah, we do. God is calling us to multiply, to make room for new people. And so we carry that with us. And you got anything else on multiplication, Phil?
There are some times where a group just has to dissolve as well. Some groups they don't grow, and maybe it's not life giving, and so sometimes dissolving a group actually leads to new group opportunities.
It's an okay thing.
Yeah. And we can replace those people, and also maybe give birth to a new group where it can grow, it can be life changing. So we're just excited to think about multiplication, and it's something that our church needs, and it's something our community really needs, because Redeemer people are great people.
Yeah.
And it's because we share that common bond and we have that common vision. We just need to make sure that vision's going forth into our community, because they need it as well.
Yeah. So thank you guys for leading your groups and thinking about how God might multiply your group over the coming year.